Is the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver. Aaron is a huge fan of country music star Eric Church and is a member of his fan base, the Church Choir. Aaron has attended and continues to attend as many shows as possible, and along the way, he meets some incredible people. Each week, he'll introduce you to a fellow choir member, and together, they will share their awesome stories and life adventures. It's time to meet one of them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host and choir director for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
Downtown Saturday night, last call cover band. Till the last song played, never thought we'd fade like a stamp on the back of my hand.
I was still jamming to that song. I'm telling you, that song has just been awesome. Been listening to it all week. It's so cool to actually see Eric and Keith Urban team up again and whatnot. But what's up, everybody? Week 8, and I'm back again. So I'm gonna have fun tonight with this one, though. So figure I'll wait till we got some people rolling in. All right. Tonight we have Kara. So Kara and I have some stories to tell you. We have some history. We're learning about it today when we're going through all these pictures and just talking and catching up. So we're gonna have some fun. But speaking of history, I kind of wanted to show a little video real quick that I found. So this video I took, actually I think my father took, and if it works and everything works, it's gonna be my first time I'm really attempting video tonight. But this is actually taken from, what was it, Whiskey Roadhouse in Council Bluffs, the night that I met Kara for the first time. So let's see if we can get this thing to work. And we're not going to get to work, just like everything else. All right. Well, it's a video. It's pretty cool. It's a video my dad shot. And let's see. I'm trying to see if I can get to work. And it's of Eric singing Can't Take It With You. And whenever he got to the line, the Gaining Fast on Memphis line, he'd always point out my buddy Q and I and kind of call us out. And it's where my story started and everything else started. It was in Memphis. So, all right, cool. I want to make sure everything was up and running. We look good. If you guys are there, just go ahead and drop some comments or whatever, so I know everybody's tuned in and everything, so I know we're up and running. You guys can hear me all right. I know we've had some technical difficulties in the past. Now with this video not wanting to play, we're gonna have some more. But yeah. Let's see. Well, we might just go ahead. If I can't get this video up, we might just go ahead and get to Kara then. Let me try one more time. We're gonna try to re-upload it and see if we can get it. So yeah, my journey started way back in 06 in South Haven. And actually what's cool about Kara tonight, we'll talk a little bit more about it when I get her on, is I think her journey started before mine because she saw him on the Brad Paisley tour. And that was way, or not way, but that was shortly before I first saw Eric out when I saw him with Lynyrd Skynyrd. So let's see. Oh, maybe that video was working. So it's funny. I'm actually getting a lot of your guys' comments now on my phone. My system is not. That could be why my system's not working. All right. Let's see if this is back up and running. Kara, you can still hear me, right? You're still in the background. One of these days, I'm going to have a show. I know no one can hear you. You can hear me, where there's no technical difficulties. So tonight, it looks like this third party is just going to crash on me. I don't know if I'm going to have much pictures or anything else. I can't read comments. So I think Kara and I are just going to sit here and talk for a little bit. You're coming on now.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Well, hello.
Hello.
You see me now?
No, I'm watching you on my computer because it won't work on the app either.
So when you're watching the computer, can you see me trying to play that video? Did it play at all?
It was trying.
It was trying. See, I don't know. I can't
move over it, but yeah.
Yeah, we had those issues, and I fixed them, and then now we're gonna have them again.
No, it doesn't look like you did.
Yeah, no. So let's go ahead and talk. That's all we have to be able to do. I don't even know if I can get any pictures up. I'm trying to. And
oh, great.
Blank screen. I don't think we're going to have any photos. We'll see what happens, though. So where did your journey go? I know you were talking about back with the Brad Paisley tour. So that was 06. What month of 06 was that?
March.
You know what's funny? March of 06. That was, I was June. Yeah, you're 2 months before me. So I'm watching on my phone like you're watching on your computer, and that picture's showing up.
Yeah. Well, now it's one of me and Eric.
Yep. So they can see everything that we can't.
Okay, good. We can't. Awesome. So well, right now it's the first CMA Fest picture.
You guys are slowly tuning in. We are blind on our end. Kara can't see me. I can't really see her. I have no. Oh, I just got all my comments. So things are coming in.
Okay, Derek, I'm smiling.
Frazie's giving you. I think Frazie's giving
that was for Derek.
Crap already.
Always. All
right. So you started in March of 06, and he was on the Brad Paisley tour. Now, was he just right before Brad? Was there somebody else?
It was Eric, and then the Wreckers, which was like old school Michelle Branch and a couple other people that made that, and it was boring.
Branch was in that.
Yeah. So it was Eric, and then the Wreckers, and then Brad Paisley.
Okay. All right. So what got you started? What turned you on? Like, of course, you weren't going for Eric Church. You know who he was. You're a Paisley fan.
Yeah, I had heard him on the radio like once. It was because Rich Cassidy and everything that was around here was such a huge promoter. They had come in and done just kind of a promo, kind of a little bit. So they were playing him a little bit on the radio live. In prep for that, like the week before, and I couldn't make it, but I went to the Brad Paisley show because my friend bought me tickets for my birthday at the time and had really not a whole lot of idea who Eric was. And I ended up from about the first song. I was standing, I was trying to sing along, and I had an older couple when Eric got off the stage, an older couple turned around and said, "What will it take for you to be quiet?" I'm like, it's my birthday, I'm not going to. So, and then Eric had said he was going to go play at Whiskey Roadhouse, which was the bar inside the casino right next to the arena that he was at.
I was saying he went everybody played, right? Like the after party?
Yeah. Yeah, he basically said when Brad's off stage, like everybody that wants to, come on over. You already paid for your ticket here, so that way, you just come in, and I end up being front row or don't go, that night too. And he came out and he played like another full set, brought Brad onto stage for like 3 or 4 acoustic songs. And then afterwards he said, anybody that wants to take pictures, sign autographs, do whatever, just meet me. I just want to meet everybody. So he stayed until, I would say at 2-3 o'clock in the morning to make sure everybody in that line got to talk to him. And I was hooked ever since.
That was that was early church. The first time I ever saw him, it was in South Haven, Mississippi, right outside Memphis. And he opened up for Jason Aldean and Leonard Skinner, but he didn't come around at all. So I never got to meet him that night. Actually, he didn't have any merch. No album was out. He had no shirts. We didn't even know he was coming. I think he was kind of like a last minute add-on or something. They just kind of threw him on like the day of or like a week before. Right. So it was kind of cool to see him then. And like I saw him a month later after the album came out and he had all of his stuff out, and I finally got to meet him then. But it was cool to actually go and see him, and actually not really got to meet him that night or anything else, and kind of move on from there. See, I think I'm finally getting some messages up. Well, slowly. I'm slowly seeing stuff. I mean, I still can't. Nothing loads on my end. So I can see you now finally.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I apologize, guys. Like I said, we are running blind tonight, so I'm going to try to get some photos up if they'll allow me to. I don't know. Right now, we might just be stuck on the one that's up. But hey, which is going to really stink, because I had some good photos. Oh, not the one that I was going to put up, but we'll hold off on that one. So your journey started in March of 06, and then you and I kind of crossed paths, I think, for the first time what was it, November of 07?
Yeah. No, it was somewhere around middle of 07.
I'm going to put this one up. I don't know if any of these things will pull up. I have a really good picture that I found. So my dad used to go to all these shows, and he would take all the pictures and whatnot as well. And I had one that he took of myself and another choir member, and you were in the background just eating the show up, loving it. But yeah, we're gonna have no pictures tonight.
Oh, you're finding good ones too.
I know, like I found some good photos. Maybe we'll get lucky. I don't know what happened with this site tonight. They're gonna get a bad review from me. But so what I really want to touch on beginning right off the bat is the Council Bluffs area is kind of where you first saw Eric. And you mentioned Rich Cassidy. I know he's going to be on later on in November. And he kind of led the charge in Council Bluffs for a while. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to look down. I'm going to put my phone up here. I'm trying to look down and watch you guys' comments in case you guys have any questions for Kara or whatnot, since I can't see them on my screen. But Council Bluffs, I felt early on, played a big factor in Eric's career. Because there's only like 3 or 4 cities he could go to. And like he was talking about at the intersection, Michigan, and guarantee a sellout. You had the intersection, Michigan. You had Whiskey Roadhouse in Council Bluffs. You had Joe's in Chicago. He would always get outside Memphis, but I didn't feel like that was a big one. Rick's Cafe in Starkville, Mississippi was a place he could sell out like that, no problem back in the day. But that's why I had to come to one of these Council Bluffs shows and just see what everything was. I got to go with my parents and Q back in the day. It was like 07. And that was the first one. I don't know who was all there. I know that was the first one I met you at. And I think it was Angie's birthday that weekend because we had a cake for her. I have all these as pictures, and I'd be bringing these pictures up, but God. Oh, there you go. Your favorite memory of you is when Eric apologized for being late to a choir party in 2017. He yelled, "Oh, we're used to it." Yeah.
I forgot that. That was probably Jack talking, but yes.
That's what you hear that, and you're like, oh, hey, it's time.
Yeah, finally.
So, yeah, that's cool. I could throw. Do you see that comment on your side? Or do you have to look on your computer?
Yeah. No, it's popping up on the app now, too. So.
Oh, is it?
When I'm tagged specifically, then it pops up on the app for me.
Well,
Something
that's
new.
cool. Yeah, I mean, it's doing a lot better than what I got on my end. So I know I've been talking about it. I keep saying this is a cool photo. Like everybody can see this photo I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm going to just refresh one more time. Hang tight. It'll be like 10 seconds. All right. It was less than 10 seconds. If that doesn't work, then just go on with it the rest of the night. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. Every week I think it's going to be something. It's going to finally work. But, Well, I can't see it, but I think you guys could probably see a new picture. Robert says, hold it up. I wish I could hold it up. It's all on my computer screen in front of me, but I use this third-party site, and for some reason tonight, it's just not. I'm seeing all the new comments coming in, so that's good. Let's see.
The screen popped around like it was trying to put another picture up, and now there's nothing again.
Yeah, nothing popped up. I'm looking at my phone. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry. I mean, we were trying to get some photos up here, and I don't know. It might just be the Aaron Kara show tonight.
Great.
All right, guys, we're just going to roll. If it starts popping up later on, I'll start throwing some photos up. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. I apologize again. At least you can hear us and see us, and that's all that matters, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about the council. What do you think it is about Council Bluffs? Like, I'm noticing, I've been following Tucker Beathard a lot, and I'm noticing that Iowa has such a big following for Tucker. He could go there and sell out every time. He could go anywhere else and barely put 5 people in. You know, it's kind of like Eric was back in the day. So what did you feel like Council Bluffs had that other cities or other towns in it?
I mean, I'll give a shout out to Rich, because we had a great radio station that played him all the time and went above and beyond to really get everybody in the market and everything to listen to him. And I think that's just the backbone of how it got started, is everybody that supported him and the handful that really stayed with him and believed in it. And it was constant from really after Brad Paisley. It was more and more and more and more people. And initially when he was first coming, it was, maybe 20, 30, maybe in the bar. And just because it was connected to a casino, people would wander over and check it out. But, just, his love of the area. Yeah. And if he would wander in, but back then it was hang out at the bus. The guys will all come out and hang out and have a drink or whatever. And that's where it started. So we just had such a great fan base here that we're part of the street team and everything else that we did way back in the day to just put Eric's name out there. There was just, I think, a great following of very dedicated people here too that wanted that music out and did what they could to make it happen.
Yeah, I felt like Rich led and Craig, they led the charge over there. The YouTube videos that you and I were talking about, I know they're still out there. You could go watch it. The Eric Church action figures and the video games and not getting invited to the wedding and whatnot. It was really cool that these little mini videos that they're putting out, and they're supporting an artist that nobody else was really supporting. And there really wasn't any other radio that was pushing him as much as Rich and Craig was back then. And the different things they did, and they were very active with the choir. I know Rich was always on the boards. He's coming on the show in a couple weeks, like I said, and we're gonna do a fun little segment. But yeah, I do think their radio drive was big, but it's something with the fan base there. There's a big chunk of choir members that came from like the Omaha area. So Eric still starts his tours in Omaha. I mean, maybe he just likes starting in the cold, but I don't know how that works.
Yeah. It's just the winter weather that some people really like, but this year was there. Last year was epic when that one hit, but yeah, it was. There were so many people that were in this area, and
did that picture work up? Slowly getting some photos. No, all right,
maybe. Oh, yeah, there's Omaha. That was the start of Double Down.
Yep, that was this year.
It was. It was what, -20 with an ice storm.
They had an ice storm right beforehand, and that was awesome. And luckily, we had good old Bill driving for us. He helped us out.
Yeah, that was a great weekend.
All
good
these
kickoff.
Want to load up, but no other photos want to load.
Yeah, that was the pit line. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my basement.
We're getting some photos.
That's the basement. We had a good kickoff party.
Weber breaks the hot tub.
Yeah, so many things happen.
So yeah, we're talking about the 20-degree cold, and then there was hot tub stories that night. Good old Weber.
There was.
Oh well, he's not climbing the mountains now. Congrats! If you're watching, I did see that you posted about your mountain climb. That was pretty cool, dude. So congrats to that. So so Omaha, the Council Bluffs area, it's always been awesome to Eric. I felt, not to the choir because it's always freezing cold. And I know there's an interview somewhere with Eric where he said that his routing team would always put him like in the Sahara in summer and Canada in the winter. And it's still true. Even this year, didn't he play like Canada? No, he didn't play Canada early in this year. It was Omaha.
No, it was the summer. Yeah, Canada was.
You waited this year for later on.
Right. So, yeah. So both. Yeah. The last two. The last tours have started here. One was Omaha. One was Lincoln, and it was always cold.
Now, and did he play Omaha with George Strait too? The two George Strait shows did. I went to the Kansas City one, but I thought Omaha was one of them he did with George.
Yeah, he was there. I I was working actually at the venue that night for my daughter's softball team, so I got to hear it all and I sang along with everything, but didn't actually physically get to see him on stage.
Todd's saying the airport shut down an hour after he landed on Friday.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's not always that cold, I promise.
I mean, it was good for the pit line on Saturday. No one wanted to stand out in line all day.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and I wasn't there on Saturday.
What, the show? Or in the pit line?
I was there, but not the pit. I took my daughter that second night, my mom and Tara.
That was the night of the ice storm, though, right? It was Saturday night. I remember going back to your house.
Yeah. Saturday was getting there was the worst.
Let's see. We had luck with one pitcher, a couple pitchers. Let's hope we have luck with some others. I'm going to keep on rolling with them. I don't know what the heck. Why they don't ever want to show? I'm trying to find these old ones you sent to me. And here we go. So where was this at?
Now I got to wait for it to pop up.
I have a funny funny observation about this picture. Let's see if anybody in chat gets it before.
That one was, I think that was Des Moines. that Tammy and I went to that one, and it was a venue that was a huge, like, old dance hall, but it was probably 100 degrees in there with all the people.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just miserable. And I mean, we were right in the front, but there were, when they went for the encore, when they left the stage, they came back. And Ed, if anybody remembers Ed, I love him. Ed came back, and all the guys brought like cold towels that had probably been in ice water to cool them down because it was just ridiculous. And Ed looks over, he tosses his to me, and these girls behind me got so mad. They're like, "Why does she get one?" I'm like, "Shut up, it's fine." But that saved me. I mean, they did another probably 5 or 6 songs on the encore, and then I got, an ice cold towel around my neck, so it was good.
That always works out.
Yeah. That was 2009, I think that one was. The one in Des Moines.
Some more pictures pull up. So my observation about this is your comment earlier. What was that? Let's see if I can find it. Your story about how we're used to it. Look at Eric's shirt in this picture.
Yeah, the show was probably supposed to start at 8.
Well, yeah, or 9:30. They had to give him a shirt at what time he's supposed to go on stage. He probably still showed up late.
Yep, absolutely.
I think the tree it says 9:30 right across it.
Yeah. Always late.
No. Yeah, always late. Never on time.
No, it's no fun. We're used to it.
That one. Carrie, you have a camera outside your house? We must have missed this about Bill.
Oh, no. I do remember that. Like, because they were parked up by the other garage. And it was so icy right there that Bill crashed.
Bel Air Ballroom is what Jane's saying.
The Bella Bar. Yep. That was so hot. Des Moines, yeah, outside Des Moines.
See, he played another place out that way, Clear Lake, Iowa, Surf Ballroom, where Buddy Holly played his last gig. I've always wanted to go there and check that place out. I don't know if they still do concerts there or not.
I think they do. They don't do it as much. I mean, it's such old school. The history there was amazing. Mm-hmm. That was actually my kid's first concert was there.
Really?
They had been following him. Yeah, at Surf. Nice. I brought him up on Eric, and they kept bugging me, and they would get mad every time I'd go to a show because it was always at a bar or casino. So I told him that when Eric comes and it's anywhere close, I will take you to a show. Well, close ended up being like 4 hours away at the Surf Ballroom, but we went.
We used to have a lot where it was like 5 hours we had to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So the guys were awesome. Tammy got a meet and greets and took my daughter back, and my daughter couldn't even talk to Eric. She was so like in awe of him. And Craig came and brought him drumsticks and took pictures with him, and Driver gave him pics, and it was like an epic first show, and they were like 7 and 10.
Well, I'm trying to upload pictures. I'm getting some of them to upload, but now they're sideways. So it's like
Always. I told you I break things. Oh,
this is one of my
there's the very first.
This is one of my favorite ones. But it has to be sideways. So
Right.
this is actually of when we're talking about Council Bluffs back, and we don't know who Eric was talking to. We don't know if it was my mom or myself. It was one of my dad's photos, but Kara's just in the background, just hanging out. I have another one of you in the background if it'll load, but I don't know.
I'm sure your mom was probably talking, and because he's so like intent on listening.
Yeah, he's involved. I'm sorry it's sideways, y'all. I wish it was. Yeah, to rotate.
Yeah. Whatever was going on back then. But yes, he was eating birthday cake.
It's like someone wants to be sideways. Like when I get a picture to work, it's like sideways.
Oh well.
I'm gonna try to post this picture, but this ain't gonna work either. Picture of you and driver. It was actually I found it was pretty good.
That was a long time
man. Back in the good days. So I'm not gonna be able to share any of these good photos I pulled up. I worked hard on some photos for you. Like I found our first photo together. Let's see if I get this one to work real quick. No, ain't gonna work. Keep up on the photos. Oh well. So Council Bluffs played. Oh, I see a puppy back there.
Yep.
Which one's that?
Izzy.
There you go. That's gonna be a question for later. We gotta wait for our little hot seat. So after Council Bluffs kind of got started, where'd you go from there? Like how many shows are you at right now for Eric?
I hit 75 into this tour.
Nice. Are you done for the year now? Or do you want any more?
I think I'm done. Unfortunately, I was supposed to be in Birmingham, but my niece is getting married this weekend, so I had to cancel. Sorry, Lori, I love you.
Lori's going this weekend.
She was supposed to. We were, that was the plan because she wanted somebody to be with her for her first time in Pitt. She's never done Pitt.
Okay.
So, and then I can't cancel on my niece's wedding, so I had to change that up.
Yeah, there's very, very, very few things you cancel a niece's wedding for. I don't know if that'd fly. Right. I mean, I'd try, but
yeah, I thought about DC and stuff, but I think I'm done for the year, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was looking into trying for DC, but it's just not going to happen. So maybe next year we'll see. I mean, you got Europe.
Right.
That'd be fun. Highly doubtful.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
It would be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, I'm going to fight with these pictures all night long. That's what I'm trying to do back here still. I'm still trying to fight with these things to get something loaded. Like it has to be this program I'm using because the internet, I'm hardwired in, so. Oh, well. What are we going to do? We'll just go by this. Man, just fly by what we got and see what happens. I was going to try to do like share my screen and bring that up, but that ain't going to work. So I apologize, guys. So they made photos tonight. I will keep trying and see what I can pull up. So tell me, do you have any shows or moments that since you've been following Eric or in your 75 shows have just stuck out to you? I know we've had a couple that you and I've been to together. That's probably at the top. And I know it's hard to pick a favorite, but like, what's your favorite memory from an Eric Church show?
The biggest one was Moline, Illinois. That one was kind of the epic. We weren't supposed to be in the pit and ended up switching people for tickets. And so we were in the pit and he did the shot of Jack with me and was laughing because Andy got in a little bit larger than a normal shot glass and bottle, and he took one pull off of it and put the open bottle in my purse. So I had a little bit bigger bottle than normal, and so we were hollering when Jack comes on and he sits down, and I hand him just a shot glass and then go to cheers him, and he looks down and goes, "She's got a bottle, y'all." I was like, yep, that's me. It's fine. And then at the end, yeah. So at the end of that one, end of the show, that's when he was, everybody would drop down below the stage and Eric would do a couple songs acoustic and either by request or however he felt like. And he kind of looked over and I kind of hollered at him and he looked at people back kind of in the front rows and behind the pit and said, he's like, they had a really cool poster, it looked like, for Chevy Van. And he's like, that's really cool. And then I yelled at Eric and I was like, and I tried to lift, because I have lyrics to those I've loved along the way on my ribs. And so I kind of lifted up my shirt and he goes, I can't see that, the lights. I was like, then bend down here. And he did. And he looked at my ribs and goes, okay, y'all, the poster's really cool, but this is permanent. She has a tattoo of this. So he did Chevy Van, and then he looked at me and he started doing Those I Loved and said, by tattoo request, and sang the song for me to end the show. I had the video pulled up and everything ready to go earlier, and I know. We actually, Aaron, we were all together there, and we got a little clip of it before my phone died of him saying, by tattoo request and starting to sing the song. So it was a pretty amazing night. It just, the only thing I didn't get, because you got it again, was one of his cups. So eventually that's on the bucket list for me to still get one of them. But I guess was that almost, no, that was Moline, you said. It was Moline. Yeah, because I have a picture of me with my bottle, you with the Chief Cup. Trunk, go figure. I thought I had that picture. Or I had a picture. Well, not like I could get uploaded anyways. I'm still trying. Like, I'm loading one by one, and hopefully one of these photos I upload on the bottom of my screen here will just kind of hit. And we could talk about it for a second. Remember, hey, who needs pictures, right? Oh, here, we got one here. That whole tour was awesome because we did just groups of shows with amazing people and traveled. I think is probably still my favorite tours from all the relationships and people that started. And everybody that I got to meet out there and just different moments of the whole tour was really cool. And the ending in Nashville, though, at the Bridgestone, it was cool. And like I was thinking about going to Sacramento to see Double Down to see the ending, but I just don't think anything will duplicate what Holding My Own brought in Nashville. Those 2 nights ending the tour. So it was really cool to see those shows and be there for those Nashville ones. But any of the Holding My Own tour was just amazing. Yeah, this picture. We could talk about this picture, but there's a bunch of dysfunction going on in this photo right here. I'm sorry. It's a very long line of sinners. I see my son running all like, I think Jackson was like 2. I see Spencer without a shirt on. You see me, my face is looking down. I was worried about Jackson running off. He was running. Where's the kid? His mom's in the background. Because we had tried to take 15 of those to get everybody to at least look forward, and he was tired of it. So this was actually your 40th birthday celebration this weekend, wasn't it? Yes. Yes. Epic. The big epic weekend. So what it was is we've talked about this before. I think with Corey and Carla a little bit, but Jonathan, you are completely Holding My Own did change everything for a lot of people. It's just that tour. I mean, he tried to top that tour, the Double Down, and it was awesome doing 2 shows. It was unique, but I don't think anything could ever duplicate what happened on Holding My Own. I just really don't think you could. So, so we did a 10-year anniversary party. We had a big party here at the house. We had a bus that took us to Country Thunder and back. And yes, we were celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Sinners, but it was also Kara's birthday that we were celebrating. So that was such a good time. And we had some really cool photos from that weekend if they'd show up, but right. But we did a great, we had, Friday night we went to a baseball game. Go Cubs. And then Saturday I got to go to the Harley store in Milwaukee for the first time. So it was my epic weekend. And so we did that. And then, we had a reunion party at Aaron's. And then Sunday we had a cookout and all that, which I didn't make most of because of Aaron's. And then he ended at Country Thunder. So
we shut the party down at my house that night.
Oh, that was a long night.
Oh man. Right. Man, I apologize, you guys. I'm trying really hard to get these photos to load up for everybody, and because I spent pretty much half the day or more than half a day digging through a lot of really cool photos, and I found some really cool one-off photos, like just some candid shots that I wanted to share tonight, but don't know if it's going to work.
You can just take half of Andy's next week and just show my pictures. He'll understand.
If those will even work. Yeah, I do got Andy next week, so that's going to be a fun night with Andy. If he brings his sunscreen. We'll talk more about that next week, though.
Right. Best sunscreen ever.
Yeah. Let me refresh one last time. 35. We're gonna do that. One last time.
Not giving.
All right. It's probably not going to work. Whatever. I'll try it. Let everything load up. And we'll continue talking. If you guys are just joining us, I am live with Kara Petersen. She is from the Omaha Council Bluffs area. She's been following Eric ever since. Well, before me in March of 2006 was her first show, and we're trying to catch up. I want to apologize once again. Yeah, Dave Tech does not like me. I'm trying to get this to work. Every week, I think I figured out all my issues with this thing, and every week it's a different issue. So next week, I'll have a different issue.
Happy.
Yeah. So where do you want to go? So Moline, holding my own. What do I think back in the early days? So when did you really start thinking that Eric was really going to start growing as an artist? I mean, I know for a while, like we were talking about radio didn't want to play him. TV didn't want to play videos. No one wanted to really play him or give him the push. So what made you still want to push for him?
I just the lyrics and everything that he did and how true he was. And honestly, like I said, the first time I met him, he was such an on it. He just he cared about his music and he just wanted everybody there and just to hear it and experience it. And he just wanted to get it out there. And I think it was probably because our market was saturated, which was amazing, that he was here. Total of, yay, my cubbies.
Yeah, we're serious delay here.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, that's because I can't see you on my app. I have to watch the TV or the computer.
Ooh.
But he just had such a passion for the music, and him and the whole crew and the whole band just cared about the fans, and we could tell that. And they were just so interested in, having all of us there and so appreciative and everything. So when it started to move to 20 to 30 people in the Harris Casino and Horseshoe, then it started to fill up, and then it was sold out, and then he had to change venues. It's just watching that progression. Yeah. When he did Outsiders and, came out there and I remember standing with like Marge and Linda and a bunch of other people, and we stood there and we cried because Eric's like my same age, but I feel like he's a kid just watching him so proud. Go off to college and be something.
I had that same feeling this year at Nissan when he played this year, and I want to get as far away from the stage as I could, 'cause I want to take it all in, just watch the whole thing. And it's kind of like you get that feeling of a child that's walking for the first time when you see him. Like, I got a tattoo on my arm that's talks about, or it marks his first album of the year that he won in 2012 with Chief. And
Right.
the reason I got that tattooed on me was I know Eric prides himself on albums. Yeah, he used to say back in the day that he doesn't make singles and hopes for albums. He makes albums and hopes for singles. And I still see that true today, as Eric is kind of creating a masterpiece. And you look at it with some of it. His latest number one is he wasn't even going to put it on the album because it didn't really fit at first for him. And then Catherine really pushed it, and he found a place for it to fit. But Eric is the kind of artist where you got to listen to his albums front through back. And I mean, I would love to see more of that. I know we saw on Outsiders a lot. But I love the old like Pink Floyd albums and everything that you could just put in at track one and just play all the way through. And it sounds like one continuous song all the way through it. So, I mean, some of Outsiders was like that, and I loved it. And I'd love to see him go back to that eventually. So, I'm telling you, I'm going to keep working on these photos tonight.
Yeah, that's what I love. I mean, it's just been, like I said, the lyrics and just the everything. It hooked me, and I couldn't do a ton of promotion, but everything that you did, talking about it and going and putting his CDs in the front of the row so everybody looks at them, or begging people to get the CDs in and play the songs and everything we did, because it's been such a passionate group and wonderful people that I've met, and that's why I'm still here now, is the people. I mean, I love Eric and the boys, but it's about getting together with my friends and family that I've met.
Now it's more than just music. It is. Yeah. It's seeing family reunion, or not. I mean, I don't want to say family reunions, but seeing these people 2 and 3 times. I mean, I see the choir more than I see a lot of my family, especially the driver's side of my family. So, and it stinks sometimes because, I mean, it's your family, but your road family, you're always with them and always out there half the time. And we have a really good bunch. And the choir is always stuck up for one another no matter what. And I've always loved it. And you hear these horror pit stories lately, but then it's not coming from choir members, because we always have tried to find other ways to resolve things, especially around music like this, because we all are brought to these arenas and these venues for one reason, because we all love this music. That's what brought us all together. So we already share that common bond. But it's like they're promoting now. It's way more than just music out there that keeps bringing us back. We've heard these songs 75 times live sometimes, but it's the experiences, it's the memories that we're making that make these shows so unique. And I mean, I get asked all the time, like when people are like, how have you seen 160 some shows? This and that isn't the same thing that I'm sure you get with 75. And you tell them, no, it's not. I mean, yeah, he only has X amount of albums out, but it's always something different. It just feels different. It's a different feeling between the two nights. Now, I wish he'd mix songs up a little bit more and not repeat so many, but I know he has to. I know some people can only make it for one show. And some people want to hear those songs. They want to hear Cold One and whatnot. So he has to play those back-to-back nights. And that's understandable, but
yeah, we've just, we've seen so much. And like Chris, I saw your comment, the road family is family. I mean, there are many choir members that I count as family more than a lot of my family. And everybody that's been there for me through everything that I've gone through, and the support. There's nobody else that I want to spend my time with, and that's why I go to 10 to 15 shows a year if I can, plus. And it's just these are the people I choose to be with because of just everything that we've gone through over the years and the love of music together.
Let's see. I'm going to tell you, I'm still going to push for these photos. Man. And watch, the minute we log off, like everything's going to be working, it's going to be fine. I'm going to give the server that I'm using a really crappy review, because every time I log off for the night, they're like, rate us. How many stars? 1. Today you get 1.
Nothing. 0.
Not 4, not 5. You get 1 today. If I had 0, you'd get 0. So, yeah, I wanted to go in on something a little bit more personal, but I wanted to share pictures about it. But I know there was another choir member that we lost in 2014. And do you want to touch on that a little bit and tell everybody why Moline was so emotional for you?
Right. So I lost my husband of 22 years at that point, 23 years, to a motorcycle accident in May of 2014. And the choir, I mean, it was just such a crazy time. I mean, he was on the fire department, and, you know, that family was great support. And then my choir family was, you know, it's just gotten me through so many things. And I am one that gets super emotional at concerts, especially when I've had a lot of Jack, which is normal.
Guilty.
Guilty. Yeah, you've been there many times. It's just, there's different songs that'll hit me, and it just means so much that I know all of, you know, a good chunk of the choir and everybody that we started going to shows with. I mean, I wouldn't have you all if it hadn't been for Eric's music. So, it just the support to somebody that you've never met at that point. I hadn't met most of the choir in person, except for the little contingent that was kind of around here. But I didn't travel and do all of that. And he wasn't.
You didn't travel before all that happened. You were kind of all around that area a lot.
Yeah, I had littles. I still had kids in junior high and high school, and, you know, and while going through that, they've been listening to him since they were, you know, 5, 6 years old. But, so yeah, after that, so it was, you know, my life has changed, and that's really after that. I said, it's about the experience. It's not about the stuff, because, like we said, you can't take it with you when you go. So, I now want to travel, and I know some of the pictures that you had were CMA Fest and the fan club party in 15, and I made a point of that summer. I was in Nashville for less than 24 hours, but got to go to the fan club party, so I was going no matter what. And that's the first time I met almost everybody from down south. The first time I think I met Lori, and first time I met Corey and Heather, and there's just so many people that were at that event, which was pretty awesome. And just to meet everybody that had been such a support to me over the last year and a half before that, when we didn't even really know each other.
Yep.
It's just been,
I mean, all this really was it was like an internet family for a while that we would see at random shows. And not all of us would get to 30, 40 shows or 20 shows a year. I mean, we only get a couple, and we get to see people here and there. And then we always try to have one get together a year, one reunion a year. It kind of faded after a while, and we really didn't get to have it. You know, there's Derek. Yeah, no more Marty ass comments. All right.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Yeah, that was. I had some really good pictures. I want you to actually talk for a minute, though, about what you did shortly after your husband passed. You put together something. You still do this year. I know you just did this. Was it September? I think you do it every year. And let's talk about what you did. September. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So we were Harley riders. Loved the motorcycle. And that was something that I carried on after he passed. It was just something that we always did together. So just that same year, in I think August of that year, so a few months after he passed, I do a memorial poker run. So if anybody's not a biker, a poker run is basically you go from bar to bar or location to location and get a card. So at the end stop, you have a poker hand, and it's a big thing in the biker community. We do stuff for all different kinds of causes, but I started that, and this was the 6th year, just a couple months ago. And it's been the first 5 years, I went to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, in Scott's honor. And then this year we switched it up a little bit, and now all the proceeds are going to the First Responders Foundation, which is a local organization here that supports all of our first responders in the Omaha, like the Iowa, Nebraska area here. And their big pushes for suicide awareness and mental health and all of that, just because it has such an effect on the first responders. So it's going that way. But yeah, it's been, I mean, over the last, every year we've averaged about $5,000 for the charity, and I feel pretty happy about that, you know, that we can do that in Scott's memory. And I have had family from all over the country, or Justin came, you know, from the choir. He surprised me a couple years ago, and him and my best friend Tara snuck him in, and I had no idea he was even coming. So, I mean, it's just that.
We were gonna try to go together. I just couldn't make it, and we were just like, So I'm coming out there and going. That was really cool. That he came out.
Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome anytime, Aaron.
I'm telling you, I'm just getting mad at these pictures. That's some really good photos. I want to show everybody.
I know. Well, one of the pictures I showed Aaron was actually really funny from Scott's Poker Run a couple years ago. I had picked this. I usually go to small town bars and you know, they're just awesome. And the bartender, I pulled into one that I had picked the town, but I had friends recommend the bar. And so I had never even been in there before. And we come in on the stop, and the bartender is wearing an Eric fucking Church shirt and was playing Church on the jukebox. And I was laughing. So we played these boots. We took off the boots and like we cheers the bartender. It's just like, it was just awesome. It was just kind of funny. A small world.
I was trying to, another picture I was trying to get pulled up for you. I'm telling you. So I had some really, really good ones. I had the one of all of us in the field in Texas.
Oh yeah.
So
it's grown. I mean, I love watching. I love all the people that we started this with, and I love all the people that we're still with and that we're continuing.
I love meeting you members daily. I mean, we have such a cool following from back in the day that we were a part of, and this grassroots thing that we started. But I know not a lot of the OC that, I mean, people call the original choir or whatever. Like the original 100 board members back in the day, they called the OC, whatever. I don't see them. Not a lot of them get to travel as much as they do. So a lot of these newer choir members have stepped in and have been traveling like none other to show after show. You got Taylor, Johnson, Frazee, Staples. Just all these guys are just out there going to so many shows. And I love to see that passion, because I feel like it's a passion that we all had, that we started way back in 06, 07, that it's now carried on. And it's what we wanted. And it's now brought in these guys that I know Johnson's just had 100 in Chicago this year. He's going to be 150 next year quick. I mean, turning around, just going to see all these shows and being there and being supportive. And it's just so cool to see the dedication that we still have out of fans that, I don't want to say we started, because we didn't start it, but just because all of us getting along together for the same, like I said, for the same purpose. We all have the same passion from it, and it's been 13 years that it's been growing.
Yeah, it's been, I same thing. I love it. I love meeting new people. I love, you know, everybody else hearing Eric Church or talking about it, and still, like you said, still get new members and people that just fall in love with the music. And I've always said, you know, just go to at least one show, and then we'll talk. You know, tell me, but you're probably gonna love it. And
I got a buddy
that's how I was.
Metalhead. I mean, this rock guy, he lives here in Chicago. And I keep telling him, I said, just come with me to one show. I'm like, try one show with me. If you could, just see what happens. We'll get a cheap seat or whatever. See if you like it. So it might not be for everybody, but you never know. Oh, look at now a picture loads that you don't want me to load. A funny one. No, that's the one I told you earlier. It's something else I was trying to load up to see if I could get these to work. And then picture loads. It's like, oh, okay, I see how it is. Ones that I don't want, I really don't need to post show up, and ones that I don't need to, don't want to. So I'll go through after we do this next segment. I'll go through and we'll try one more time to throw some more pictures up, see what happens, and if not, then hey, we've had fun. This has been a fun one. But I do apologize. We haven't had much visuals, so I will put a album up or whatever with all the pictures I wanted to post throughout the night for you to show you. God.
And just ask me if you want to know.
About what?
I said then just send me messages if you want to know what it was from.
What they're about. Look at it. So now I don't know if it's just working or All my pictures except 2 pulled up, so that's good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this one. So I wanted to read. I'm trying to read what some people are saying. Some comments are finally coming in. Dave says, y'all do this so much, but it makes my heart swell to know all your hearts feel like mine when you hear the music. That's what it's about, man. Yeah, it's just because you always want to. Music touches people, I feel, but it has to. You have to find the right song. And for me, Church has had more than just one of the right songs. Like, I mean, there's other artists that I could be like, okay, that song or whatever else, but like, there'll be albums that I'm like, all right, is this guy like? When I first heard Sinners, I thought this guy was spying on me or something when he wrote it, because like every song on it just had some kind of meaning. Something. Yeah, something somewhere. So it was just so cool to have that, or to see all this, the form, and it's cool to look around, especially when he goes to the crowd now and he starts doing Springsteen and he's talking about the memories and the melodies and whatnot. It's cool to look around and see everybody else kind of like come together. So he's just doing things other artists aren't doing. So we're going to go ahead and do a segment. If you've seen the show, I'll take a minute, 60 seconds, and ask some off-the-wall questions. Some are pretty funny. I only got 9. I couldn't think of the other one because I've been messing with pictures all night. But some of them could be funny. Some of them could be serious. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I try to mix them up at times. All right, let's give it some music. All right. Your favorite venue that you would love to see Eric Church play in?
Oh, that I have seen him or want to see him?
You'd want to see him in.
No. I would probably say Madison Square Garden because I didn't get to go to that show, and it's such an epic venue that it's kind of the historical places that you don't get to see very many people play.
You only take one Eric Church album with you.
Yeah.
What album?
What? Sinners.
Sinners. That's such a common one. One song you would love to hear Eric cover that he's never covered.
Oh God. I would say We Are the Champions.
Did he do We Are the Champions though?
Oh, they could. I don't know.
I think he's done We Are the Champions.
Oh, I might not have heard it. So.
All right, let's see. What's the next one? Your favorite opener so far for Eric?
Well, if you don't really count opener or played with him, Ashley McBride.
Okay. That's a good one. All right, let's see if this picture. All right, so I try to look at pictures to find different things, and I found this picture. So what is your favorite Joe Nichols song?
Oh, you're going to make me think of songs. There's so many. I'm so bad with that, with actual names. I can sing you the whole song.
I want to see people. I wanted you to, like, other people you're a fan of. So I saw a picture of me and greet picture of you and Joe Nichols and figured you just had a favorite song of his.
I can't even think of one. No. He was such a true, genuine guy that.
Mine was
it was
Broken Heartsville. It was like my favorite Joe Nichols was Broken Heartsville. And then I met Rick Tiger at Fiddle and Steel years ago and found out he wrote Old Friend of Mine, which is the song that Joe Nichols did when he had his comeback from alcoholism when he was in AA or AA, all that other stuff. So, and my buddy Rick Tiger wrote that song for Nichols and one of my favorite songs. So that has to be my favorite Nichols song now. All right, let's go. The next one. What do I have next? Okay, last check. How many animals are you living with, and what are all their names?
Okay, so if you don't count my roommates, no. I live on 13 acres, so there's a reason. I have 4 horses, Holly, Scout, Chance, and Cinder. I have a pig, a potbelly pig named Bacon, and I have 9 dogs. I don't even know how many we have anymore. Tara, my best friend, is my roommate, and she's downstairs literally yelling at me at the same time.
Like,
just get up here.
This game. All right, let's see the next one.
Yeah, lots of dogs.
Your future husband, is it Driver or Chris Bryant?
Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, Driver. It's always been Driver. Chris is just too pretty.
I knew